there, and welcome to Sunset Rewind FanZone, Edition 5. How you doing there today, Coach?
Another day in paradise.
Exactly. Let's go ahead and get right into it with a fan comment. So, Isaac Hernandez this week said, "Can't wait for league to start. I really hope Fountain Valley makes the playoffs. Thanks for the show."
Got a couple other guys who hope to make the
Absolutely,
playoffs
yeah.
too. We'll get to them in a minute.
Yeah, we've seen Fountain Valley play several times this year, and they are playing really well. 3-1 right now. They got the bye week, but they come back against Aliso Niguel this week, and they got a good chance of going into league 4-1.
If they go into league 4-1, get some wins in league, they're playoff eligible. It's
Absolutely.
that simple. I mean, it couldn't lay out any better for Fountain Valley. And all of a sudden, you know, they're in a position to make a run in the playoffs. But here's the thing. Their one loss was to a team that all of a sudden they're undefeated.
El Dorado's really
El
good.
Dorado's wiping out everybody. Now, that was just a bad night for Fountain Valley. If you watch the film, they actually could have, I won't say could have beat them, but had they played better, it wouldn't have been as bad. But El Dorado's having a great season. So that's, you know, I hate that term quality loss, but all of a sudden that loss isn't nearly as bad as it might have seemed at first.
What else we got?
All right, from Rich Carrillo. Nice show, fellas. Week 5 has several compelling matchups. Max Prep currently has in the state Los Al 7, Edison 10. Well, Los Al's going to move up for sure because they beat the team that was in front of them. Now, do they drop Santa Maria past Edison? But again, Edison had a good win against another top-ranked team.
Edison
in the county,
beating San Clemente is a big win. You know, Los Alamitos is definitely going to move up. Edison, you know, they may hover around 10, maybe get up to 9. Who knows?
And the higher up you get, the harder it is to move up because you need teams in front of you to lose. And that really doesn't matter. That's all. But I mean, it's an honor, and it's really impressive that you've got so many teams in the Sunset League ranked. And interestingly enough, I'll do a little side note. Dan Albano tweeted out that he thinks El Toro might make the top 25 next week.
Wow.
And I shot back at him. I said, that's fine, but you better put Fountain Valley in before you put El Toro in because they beat El Toro quite convincingly, and they have a better record.
Fountain Valley is definitely better than El Toro, and they should be in the top 25 for sure.
All right, what do you got?
Vin Draws said, "Can't wait for the playoffs." Us too. However, the regular season's been great so far. The Sunset League teams right now, 23-6. We're headed into league next week. It's going to be awesome.
All right. Michael Henjum. That name sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Love the show. I'd love to see a segment on most improved players in the Sunset League. Could we start with Newport Harbor's cornerback Garrett Emerson? Dole is killing it this year. Well, I'll tell you what. You ask and you shall receive. Cole, can we pull up this slide right here? We have got Billy Ridley and Garrett Emerson. What can you tell us about them, Coach?
Well, Billy has 2 interceptions returned for TDs so far this year. He had a 70-yarder against Marina, or a 70-yard game-changing interception against Jay Serra, which kept the Sailors in that game. These two guys are kind of like those diamonds in the rough that they've found, and they're really helping the Sailors, and everybody's really pleased with their performance so far. Billy is always putting in time after practice. He's doing personal drills and getting extra work in, so he's got that blue-collar work ethic where he just, you know, brings his lunch pail to school every day and to practice and works hard and is always trying to improve, and his hard work is really paying off for the Sailors.
Well, I think the point you made about a diamond in the rough is whenever we evaluate a team on the upcoming season, we look at their previous record and we look at the people they have coming back. But to be a championship team, you've got to have those guys that maybe we didn't know about the year before kind of step up and do their job. I think Billy and Garrett have done just that. They're both track guys, and so as coaches, I can teach coverages, I can teach schemes, I can teach technique, but I can't teach track speed. When you've got that kind of speed at the corner position, it adds a lot of value. And remember, Newport Harbor is very aggressive up front. They like to do a lot of stunting, a lot of blitzing and stimming. So those corners are in a lot of one-on-one situations. And you look at the talent of receivers in this league, they're going to be under a lot of stress. So you better have speed if you're going to have success. And both Garrett and Billy have really stepped up in that regard.
And they have that one intangible that just speaks volumes, and that if you have it, it makes the team that much better. They have chemistry. There's a group of kids at Newport Harbor, about 25 or 30 of them, that have grown up together, been friends for a long time, and they have a really cool nickname. They call themselves the Goonies.
The Goonies.
So you know, those two dudes are part of the Goonies, and they got a really good squad over there at Newport Harbor. You know, all buddies that, you know, they sacrifice for each other and play for each other.
You know, and I like it when a team has an identity like that. You think about the Redskins, they had the Hogs. The Steelers had the Steel Curtain. And now these guys have got
The fun
Goonies.
bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what Goonies has to do with football necessarily, but it's a group of guys who are in a group that they identify with.
Yep.
They're cool with each other, and that just kind of helps build camaraderie and things like that. So I do like to
80s
see those
movie
kind of
when
things.
Murphy and you and I were all in high school, but, you know.
Yeah, but what's that have to do with football?
I don't know. We've got to figure that one out.
Maybe we'll bring them in. In fact, Harbor's one of the only teams that hasn't come in yet, so maybe we'll bring these guys, and they can explain it better to us.
So Emerson's dad, he also has some involvement in Newport Harbor as well, I understand, right?
He's the freshman coach.
Oh, wow.
And so it's kind of a family affair. And so, there's no better joy than being a coach and having your kid a part of the program. And, the fact that they're both in the same program is pretty cool.
So, yeah, as seniors, these guys are getting it done, and they're playing with a great amount of confidence right now. And we just wish them all continued success. And best of luck as they go into the Sunset League at 4-1. Go Sailors.
All right. Let's talk about Players of the Week.
Players
I'll let you go
of
first.
the Week. Oh, much debate every week about this because there's so many gifted and talented athletes in the Sunset League. But this one, I just couldn't ignore. And he actually won it last week also. But I got to go with Damian Henderson from Los Alamitos.
We got him right here on your screen, Damian Henderson. I mean,
Look at those numbers.
38 carries, 305 yards, 5 touchdowns. He averaged 8 yards per carry. And this was against
Santa Margarita, Trinity
this was
League
not
school.
against some bottom feeder. This guy was beating up on the big boys.
He's a dude.
And we gave it to him last week, but if you're going to have, I call it God mode stats.
Yeah.
You're going in again.
Yeah.
And Damian, if you rush for 300 yards next week and the week after, we'll just keep picking you.
Get it again.
We want to spread the love around, believe me. But, with numbers like that, we can't ignore it.
Congratulations, Damian. So, Coach, who's your player of the week?
A man right here. Caleb Annett.
Caleb
player of the
Annett,
week.
all right.
Completed 26
CDM.
passes, 333 yards. Threw a touchdown 3 minutes to go to get the win, which would have been an awful upset had they not taken care of business.
Yeah.
So he got his team in position to win late in the game, threw 3 touchdowns. And remember, he's filling in for Razor, the starting quarterback.
Yep.
So coming off the bench and performing at that level, getting your team to 4-1 shows a lot of character and moxie. And, we talked about him in the offseason about how deep they are at quarterback because he could probably start at most schools.
Yeah, and he's, once again, one of those CDM lifer guys who just stuck with his school and with his buddies. Could have transferred, but said, "Nah, I'm a Sea King. I'm going to stay here." And it's working out for him well. Obviously, we wish all the best to David Razor, and we want him back as soon as possible. But Annett, I mean, wow, he's doing a great job.
Look, injuries are a part of football, and if you want to win as the season progresses, you're going to have depth at all the positions, and quarterback is probably one of the most important positions to have depth at.
And no one's happier about that than Coach O'Shea, who spoke so highly of Annett, earlier. So,
all right, predictions. We only have one game next week, right? Everybody's got a bye except Fountain Valley.
Fountain Valley 3-1 versus Elisa Nagel 3-1.
And Elisa Nagel's on a little hot streak. They've won their 3 straight.
They got a good program, good South County school.
This is one of those things where if Fountain Valley can take care of business, they've really put themselves in a great
Fountain
position.
Valley, it's not if Fountain Valley can take care of business, it's Fountain Valley will take care of business. Give me a score.
I'm taking Fountain Valley 35-14.
All right, you got 3 touchdowns there, huh? I agree with you. I think Fountain Valley's going to win. I'm going to go 28-14 Barons. And the Barons move to 4-1 and go in the Sunset League with a stellar record. So get her done,
Let's talk
Barons.
about the Barons. We got a couple guests in the house tonight.
We do.
Guys, get on over here.
We have with us
talk about the magazine real quick.
Kane Elroy and Ben Pham. Oh, and by the way, the Sunset Rewind magazine is out. You can get these at your schools and at games. It's got all this comprehensive information, really well put together. And you buying it supports local high school football programs. And if we go to the Fountain Valley section, look at this guy right here.
Who's that?
Hey, it's Ben Pham right there. Flip a page over, we got Mr. Kane Elroy.
See how that works out?
So, Barron's well represented. Thanks for joining us today, gentlemen.
So let's get right into this. You want to introduce yourselves by your position? Yeah, you can talk on the mic.
Ben Pham, senior running back, linebacker.
All right.
Kane Elroy, senior, also linebacker and fullback. I block for Ben. And Abdel Habibe.
Well, we'll talk about him in a minute because he's having a heck of a year. So let's just start. Let's go back to your sophomore year.
Yeah.
The COVID season. And then as you didn't win a game that year. You lost your head coach with about 2 weeks to go. Not getting into that whole backstory. Yeah. How did you end up getting your current coach, Coach Gutierrez, after the previous coach was gone?
So about 2 weeks before the season started, we all got an email from, I believe it was the school, and they told us, hey, be at the gym at about 2 o'clock on, I think it was a Sunday afternoon or something like that. And we showed up, and Coach Gutierrez.
Did you have any idea what was happening?
No, they just
Okay.
told us just to be at the gym or whatever.
Like
And-
maybe we're getting new uniforms or something. You're like, who knows?
Yeah. And we're thinking they're going to announce, like, oh, our offensive coordinator's the new head coach or something. And there's Coach G standing at the podium with his nice dress shirt, tie, slacks, and some nice shoes on.
Now, Coach G is also a teacher at the school, correct?
Yes, so Coach
Okay.
G teaches at the school. He teaches PE.
So you guys kind of knew who he was.
Yeah, I had seen him around. I had him my freshman year. He coached the weight room for the wrestling team.
Okay.
And yeah, we get there and they just kind of introduces himself and like, yeah, we have a new head coach. And yeah, anything you want to say?
Got it.
Yeah, that's
So-
really it.
You find out you've got a new head coach. You're kicking off your week 1 game in about 2 weeks. How are you guys able to implement a new system offensively, defensively? How did he even get to know the personnel in terms of depth charts and things like that? I mean, that usually takes a whole off season to figure out. How hard was that?
Offensively, we just kind of kept our scheme from last year, but it was shaky because we didn't have our old head coach or anything. We had to implement new systems from Coach G, and defensively we had a whole new system. We didn't know he had to teach us within 2 weeks.
I mean,
it's
that's
just
Did you have any coaches carry over from the previous staff?
yeah, we had our offensive coordinator and our defensive coordinator, but he went to offensive line
After that season.
Yeah.
So did you use his scheme and his kind of verbiage, or did you literally have to learn everything from scratch?
Just learn everything from scratch.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how much did that have an impact on your performance on the field? Because, I mean, you've got summer ball, spring ball. I mean, you got a whole offseason dedicated to learning your plays and your systems. I mean, that had to have a negative effect.
It did. Valencia was I feel like we could have done a lot better,
Right.
knowing that we got a new head coach and everything. But you just had to work, battle adversity and everything. Yeah.
So you guys you had essentially 1 win in 2 seasons, but this year you've got 3 wins in only 4 games. What's been the major turnaround? What do you attribute that to?
I'll take this one. I would say definitely, getting a new head coach right before the season last year did not set us up for success.
Right.
Right. We did not get time to develop together as a team and learn the scheme together and just have overall team bonding and chemistry. This whole off season, since the end of last year, our last game was at Corona Del Mar last year. 2 weeks after that last game, Coach G had everyone right back in the weight room, right back on the regimen, and anyone that was in a different sport was checking in with Coach G, let him know what's happening. And the last, I'm going to take a guess, 7 months. I don't know the perfect math on
Yeah.
that. Yeah, we've been having just weight room and practice on the field, and we go through countdown. We have film at lunch, film before school, everything. We went to all the 7-on-7 tournaments we could hit, all the lineman 5-on-5 competitions we could do. And then, we would have different schools come to our school and kind of scrimmage us between sevens and linemen and stuff like that.
So it sounds like last year you just were playing football. This year
Yes.
you're part of a program.
Yeah.
That's definitely it too. And we've made a big boost in non-football things too. We've renovated the coach's office, renovated our own locker room.
Is the coach's office still that trailer?
No, it's actually
Really?
They overtook the old daycare center.
Oh,
of,
wow.
the
Wow,
high school
yeah.
there, and they got the big old room going there. It's air conditioned, everything.
Oh,
We
nice.
redid the snack bar, so everyone's kind of putting full their full effort.
Yeah.
That's
to,
awesome.
actually
You've really
make,
made it a program now as opposed to
Correct.
guys just putting
Everyone's
on
bought
pads.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a whole family now.
That's
Yeah.
the family. That is so important. I can't tell you how well that works in football. When you have a team that has that family mentality, it just makes things so much better and so much easier.
So I want to ask you guys, after your high school career comes to an end, do you plan on playing any college ball, or is that the goal or a hope?
I do.
I the same. Me and Ben have talked about it all the times, emailing the same colleges, talking to the same coaches. Even a couple months ago, I was up over at Whittier College with Coach Calhoun, if he's watching this. And we're there, and, we're just talking football, going X's and O's, and actually tell them about, hey, I have a couple teammates that are actually some high-quality guys.
Right.
And gave them, the info, the social media, stuff like that. And Ben, didn't he text you or at least email you something like that?
Yeah, he did. he texted me about like filling out a questionnaire and everything. But like recently, we haven't really been like staying connected. So I don't know if he's watching this.
No, you'll get back on
Connect.
the radar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whittier College is a great academic school and a great place to play football. I've known some people that have played there, and it's
So do you guys envision
Really
a scenario where you would actually go together and play together at a college? Is that?
That would be dope.
Yeah, that would definitely
Yeah.
be something I would be down for.
Here's like my dream, because there's so much talent in the Sunset League, and I know with these big time D1 schools, they want a certain height and weight for the lineman and the receiver, but it's stupid because because you're 2 inches taller, somehow you're D1 and now all of a sudden you're D3 just because of a couple inches. Do you guys ever talk about getting a bunch of guys together and just go like from the Sunset League that aren't quite, D1 material in the recruiter's eyes, even though they're just as good, and just making a team of ringers, like almost like the All-Stars
An
who didn't
all-star
get
team, that'd be
D1
cool, yeah.
scholarships, and just hooking up that school and just really doing something special?
No, that is actually a great idea. That is not something that we have like thought about or talked about with other teams, but that's something that actually doesn't make a lot of sense. I feel like maybe all this talent in the Central League may get overlooked, like you said, because we have these Trinity League schools, some of these South County schools have maybe this one big guy, this one fast guy,
Right.
But there's just consistent ballers throughout our league, guys that can play football very well, even if they don't meet the height or the weight required.
Yeah, and you guys are really active on Twitter, so it's easy to kind of coordinate and like how the
Network.
NBA, like a guy goes to one team and he brings a couple of his buddy, all of a sudden they're winning the NBA championship. Yeah. How about something like that for college football? Get these Sunset
That'd be
League guys
awesome.
together, and you have a nice 4-year career.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely have our own coach that loves bringing people together, like you said, on Twitter. Coach Flowers with Next Level.
Oh, he
Recruits
went off on
Twitter.
us when we we only predicted you by like 21
Yeah.
points, so he'd let me
I
have
was
it.
at the
yeah.
Valencia game, and Coach Flowers said something to me. Only 21?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, coach is passionate about us and his guys.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, we were just out at lunch yesterday with him, and the bill comes. You're right. It's about $200. There's about 6 of us. Del Bibe, Adrian, Noah Benua was there, and we're reaching out, grabbing our card, grabbing our cash, and he goes, "Hey, take it." Right,
Yeah.
hands his card, pays up for us, and then
That's awesome.
We
went
got an
off and-
impersonation, too, there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so yeah, we have a lot of coaches and a lot of people that really support us, and like they want Fountain Valley to be great.
I just feel the energy, and it's infectious.
Yeah.
I mean, when you guys won that first game, I'm like, yes, they can do it. And then they lost the second, I'm like, oh no, but there's so much energy. Don't quit. You're going to be fine. And then they reeled off.
Well,
3
being
more.
on their
It's been great.
sideline is fun. It's always
Yeah.
fun to go to your guys' game. And what you guys are building is awesome. So we know being at Fountain Valley is great right now, and being at Barron's great. But what's the best thing about being in the Sunset League?
It's all right. I mean, take this one.
Take this one. The best part about being in the Sunset League, I'd have to say, is we get to play a lot of people and a lot of teams that are around in our area. Right?
Yeah.
If you
Do you
go
know a
to-
lot of those kids from other teams?
Yeah, so I mean, even me and Ben growing up playing football together, we played Junior American when Fountain Valley had our team, when we had the Fountain Valley Junior Barons,
Right.
we had that. And I ended up playing a little bit of ball over at Newport Mesa with Ben too. A lot of guys from CDM, who are on CDM now, played on that team with us. We played with Trent Merriman. He was
yeah.
on the team. His grandfather, Sarge, that
Sarge.
everyone talks about.
Sarge.
He was one of our coaches. He coached O-line for us over there. And then, we transitioned and moved along. I ended up playing at Edison for a little bit.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I played 2 years of junior ball over there at Edison. And then a lot of the guys from that graduated last year, you had Tyler Hampton,
Right.
you had Tyler Joya, all those
Yep.
people. Played with a lot of those guys, and even the guys on Edison now I know. So it's nice being able to play people around you, get those like bragging rights.
So let me ask you this: if Fountain Valley doesn't win the Sunset League championship this year, is there a team you would cheer for, or that you'd like to see finish if it couldn't be you guys in
Oh,
first?
that's a tough one.
It's not easy. You don't have to say yes. You can say no.
Yeah, put him on the spot.
I could feel that, Corona Del Mar, out of all the teams we play, right, there's in football, right, there's a lot of trash talk.
Sure.
There's
Yeah,
a lot of
yep.
violence going on. Of
course.
But I think everyone on our team would agree, and maybe people around the league. Corona Del Mar, there's some cool people over there. I gotta say, yeah, they're very
Okay.
chill people.
You guys got a good
So
relationship.
like
with
you
them?
can hang out with them.
Yeah, even that,
non-football, yeah.
like if they're winning, if we're winning, it's super cool, super everything, and
Okay.
then there's other teams that are in the city of Huntington Beach that we don't necessarily like.
Okay, all right.
Was
So, yeah.
is one of them green?
Well, one of them's green, one of them's orange. They go together.
There you go.
Yeah.
So Marina used to be in
yeah.
that league.
What you got a big game coming up or any game, pre-game ritual. What's the one song you're going to listen to get fired up? What are you going to listen to and just get you in the zone?
Regulators.
Regulators.
That's all I gotta
Is
say.
that the Mount Up one?
Yeah, you're going old school Warren G.
Now, do they play that in the locker room for everybody to listen to, or do you guys have your own little headsets? And
I got to add on to the regulators
I
part.
love it.
So,
I have that CD at home. Still.
okay,
So funny enough that you say regulators. When our special teams units come on the field, they all have special names to them, right?
Right.
This is Coach G's idea. I don't know where it came from, but we call it out in practice every time. So if the kickoff team's coming out, we got to call Strike Force. That's what they're called, right?
That's
so
cool.
all
I
these
like that.
different
That's
groups.
now they
cool.
pay attention. We should
Yeah.
have getting our players on.
Strike Force, Strike Force.
Yeah, so
That's
all
a
these
great idea,
different,
actually.
Yeah.
all these different special teams groups have different names. You know, we have the kickoff return team. That's house. We're taking it to the house.
Okay.
The punt return team is Sharks, right? You know, I don't really know, but we're Sharks.
The
I guess.
correlation, but
And then the field goal block team, right? You know, we're blocking the PAT
Sure.
to get that game winner. Regulators.
the regulators
And,
Mount up.
Yeah. And so when it comes down to time, Coach G's on regulators, and then we all come out on the field, and it's really going.
And you get all geeked up and you're ready to go. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, last question. Do you guys have any unusual superstitions or rituals you do before a game or during a game?
Certain foods you eat.
Maybe it's a procedure that morning, the night before.
I don't even got it.
Like, is there a certain pregame meal you have to have?
You can talk about the pregame, man.
All right, so pregame meal, we always have this. We always have Waba Grill. You know,
Waba.
Okay, yeah.
It always hits. It's just grilled chicken, vegetables, rice, and it just. Yeah. I get both. I get both. Yeah. And all these
Little green
vegetables.
onions in there,
Yeah,
all
yeah,
that
yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
It always hits a spot. Yeah.
Every game it's Waba.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
Pre-game superstition. I was wondering if you guys were gonna ask anything about this because I feel like I got to be the most superstitious person that I know for myself.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Almost obsessive compulsive levels.
Well, like your helmet here. This is your helmet here. Is there a particular way you have to arrange your stickers or something?
I mean, so like last year, like getting the helmet stickers was new for us last year, right? The previous administration and head coach we didn't do this. This has been a Fountain Valley tradition for a long time with the pride stickers. These are offensive and special team awards, and then the hatchets are defensive and defensive special teams awards and stuff like that.
I'm a big sticker guy. I think when you're
yes.
watching films, you get called up and you get to put them on, and
Oh, yeah,
you
it's
kind of
the
see the
best.
studs are as the helmet gets more
Motivate
decorated.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but going back to your idea of superstition, I don't even know where to start. I mean, at least for me, it starts on Monday. I got 2 specific bracelets I wear. If you saw in my last interview, I had the Blue Pride bracelet and the LSU one. I keep both of those on the entire week. It starts on Monday. I can't take them off till the game ends on Friday.
Why LSU?
I've been a big LSU fan since I was young.
Okay.
I just have been, and like
Go Tigers.
You know, I wore that one week. I think it was for the Valencia week, and I played a solid game. So I'm like, all right, that's the thing. That's what we're doing now.
Yeah, we're still on Monday.
Yeah. Okay. This is Monday. Yeah. No, I got to make sure you get home from practice. You got to watch the entire you got to watch 2 games of who you're playing against, right? So at least on a go.
Okay.
Yep.
I got to watch 2 entire games of just their offense and seeing what they're doing, what I'm gonna do in defense. Then we get these packets every week.
Sure.
The,
Scouting
pregame-
reports, yep.
Yeah. So I make sure I gotta write my name on that in purple pen. I gotta
Pen.
Yeah, I
Oh,
gotta
man,
read through the
this is
entire
just-
thing.
I had
the
no
night
Just
idea.
like
before.
LSU
I opened up a
again.
can of worms
Yeah.
on this
Yeah,
one.
wow.
Yeah, and then I can't bore with the rest of the details throughout the week.
But long story short, you've
There's
got a
so
lot of
many.
rituals and
Yeah.
procedures you go through.
Yeah, there's so many, and I think all of us, the biggest things that just before the game that everyone likes to get locked in together as a team. Thursday night when we're in, getting ready for the game on Friday, we're all in, our different group chats, sending film, sending ideas and schemes, and it kind of brings all of us together. And then, when Friday comes around, we're all very locked in and focused in the locker room. We got the lights are off. We're all sitting there. We're chilling. We got the music playing, and we're all ready to go and dominate. That's our common goal.
That's great, man. I
That's
wasn't expecting
awesome.
that answer. All right. It's game time. So here's the deal. Rumor has it you guys are sort of smart. I believe you have a 4.2 GPA. David, you got a 4.5. Now, just for people out there who don't understand that, if you got all A's in a gen ed or honors class, you get a 4.0. In order to get above a 4.0, you have to have A's in the AP classes, which are classes that if you do well enough, you get college credit. So when you're getting A's in those classes, you're pretty much not a dummy. So we're going to test your knowledge right now, all right? And I'm going to throw Mr. Dull under the bus.
Oh, I got to play with these guys. Smarter than a 4th grader?
Are you smarter than a
Okay.
fourth grader? Now, the curriculum that I'm going to be asking you about is 4th grade curriculum. Okay. So I would think 2 AP students from high school
I'll use that.
and a teacher
I'll use the green pen.
should be able to knock
I
this
know
one
you guys
out.
probably don't like that.
You can write it down. You can phone a friend, I suppose, but let's just see how smart.
Well, we got to
this
keep the
group is.
boards hidden too, right?
I don't know. Should we let them collaborate? Nah. No collaborate. Oh man, you
Ben's
guys
got a
cutthroat?
4.5 and Kane's got
Yeah,
a
if you're gonna cheat,
4.2.
you're the one who's gonna want to cheat.
I never
so-
had a GPA even close to that. I don't think you
No,
did
if
either.
you divided mine by 2, I'd still be off a couple points. All right, but that's a me problem. Okay, so Cole, we got this on the screen. We good to go?
Oh wow!
All
You
right.
even have the graphics.
The
and
first
picture
question
up there.
is,
wow.
what do you call a baby goat?
Oh my.
Oh, I know this, bro.
Now remember, this is 4th grade curriculum.
Oh my gosh! I know this is.
All right, answers up.
I don't know.
A kid,
I said
a lamb.
I put
Got
a
two
U.
limb- a
That's
U?
a sheep, right? Oh, it's a kid, isn't
It's
it?
a you problem.
Yeah.
All
it's
right,
a U
this will
problem.
get easier. How many colors are there in a rainbow?
Oh, got that.
All right, you might want to. Okay. 7, 6, 7. It is 7.
All right. Roy G.
All right.
Biv, right? Remember that?
Where'd you?
Roy G. Biv. Remember that? Yeah.
Not 02, I know.
All right. Now, we might lose half our audience because the next question is political. And I can't think of a better way to lose a friend or a family member than talking politics. Who was the first U.S. president to be impeached?
Oh.
Go back to 4th grade history.
I don't know what 4th graders know this.
I tried this out on my 5th grade daughter, and she missed it too. So
Oh my gosh.
this is a tough one. I'll give you this one. Andrew Johnson, Nixon.
Oh, okay, I
Oh,
was-
okay, but he was impeached.
I was starting to write Cleveland. but
Okay.
yeah. Andrew Johnson.
All right, let's see how you guys are with botany and biology. What is the female part of a plant called?
What? No way, 4th grade.
Making us look like 0.4 GPA students right here. Female.
And by the way, if you want to play this at home, feel free and see how you do. All right, just passed. It's called the pistol.
Ah!
Yeah.
Oh,
Got it!
Goldman got it.
All right.
Do you remember that at all? I mean, I didn't know it.
I don't know that was a thing.
By the way, 2 more questions. What is the largest mammal in the world? All right, yeah. Wow, they even went with the blue whale. Good job, see?
All right.
Blue whale, you nailed it. Okay, last one. John Kennedy was the youngest U.S. president. How old was he when he became president?
When he became president?
Yeah. Or when he...
Okay, the minimum
No.
age is 35. There's no way he was like that close to it. I'll take
So, a rough guess here.
a stab in the dark on this one.
What do we got?
Yeah.
43. 43. Wow, all right, see?
All right.
Okay, all right. Okay, Cole, we're going to do the bonus round. Last one. How many missions are there in California, and can you list at least 5 of them? Now, we got the Jeopardy music playing in the background. You guys can't hear it, so you got plenty
And
of time.
didn't they make each mission exactly one day apart by travel, like a 60 miles something? Like,
I have
it was
no
something
idea.
like, yeah, I remember hearing some of that. Oh, we got to write down 5. San Juan Capistrano,
Cole, let me know when the music dies, and I'll stop.
San Ray Lewis,
Did you say Capistrano?
Capistrano, yeah. Used to go there on field trips as a kid, remember that? Yeah, I got Capistrano, San Luis
All right,
Rey.
let's just get to it. There's 21,
Oh, I had
12.
I had 24 as well.
So, guys, here's the bottom line. You're not in 4th grade, so this isn't a problem for you guys anymore. Didn't necessarily ace this test, but you guys are straight A's in AP classes, so even though you're not up to par with 4th grade, you're crushing it in high school seniors. And
If it makes you guys feel any better, I don't know what my excuse is. So,
yeah, he's a teacher. He's got a college degree, and he did just
couple,
that.
yeah.
But anyway, thanks for being in sports. All
Yeah,
right,
that was-
last
that
challenge.
was good, Coach. I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. That was good.
So now we're gonna do the cup challenge. We talked about the rules beforehand, and we've already had 3 teams in.
And I will be timing you guys. Remember, you're competing against the other Sunset League schools. We've had Los Al, CDM, and Huntington go so far.
The winning team's got a special award for us that we'll present to you guys. Maybe it's your team banquet. I'm not going to say what it is yet, but it's something cool. All right, so what you got to do is simply, Dull says start, stack these into levels of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then break it down. If yours collapses or yours collapses, however you want to get comfortable, we'll take the better of the two scores. So you can rely on your teammate to help out if you fumble the ball, right? So just get that set up, coach, and we'll get started.
And we are ready. 3, 2, 1, begin.
That's right. You got your teammate to rely on.
Kane's very methodical.
Look at that. Slow and steady wins the race. That's right. Remember the tortoise and the hare story.
No.
That's like some concentration going on there.
He's focused. It's that laser focus.
Ah.
All right, collapse it, collapse it. And stop. Okay,
Ooh.
mark it.
I thought we had to build it back up again.
No, just build it once, collapse it. You're good.
That's a good time.
All right, you're in the running.
It is in the books.
It is locked and loaded.
We will see where that places you guys. That's a good time, though. It's a really good time.
Yeah.
All right, so guys, what can you tell us about this week's opponent? You got the bye, chance for you guys to get a little healthy. Well, let me back up a minute. How are you guys injury-wise? Because this is that time of year where injuries start to build up a little bit.
Right now, I mean, a lot of our guys are banged up. I'm banged up a little bit. Hayden Espinoza, our starting corner. I don't even know if Abdel can play next game because apparently he got ejected or whatever.
Oh, that's different. Okay, so he's not injured. He just.
Yeah.
Now, was it unsportsmanlike or late hit?
It's kind of like both.
Okay, yeah. So I was there on the first play that happened. We were running our punt return team, and Abdel had like just laid a kid out, and then you're taught that when you make a block, you want to finish him, keep him on the ground.
Absolutely. Sure.
And so Abdel just stayed there and like kept the kid on the ground, didn't let him get up, and the
ref didn't
the
like
refs,
it, so he flagged
refs
him.
felt a certain way about that, so he got a 15 for that.
Okay.
We normally shake it off, right? Whatever, not your fault. But then Abdel capped off like a 99-yard touchdown run, and
I was there. That was amazing.
Wanted to have some type of human emotion and celebrate and put his arm in the air, and
That was enough to draw the flag?
Oh yeah, the refs did not like that, and then that was an ejection right there.
Kane, I like how you phrase that. Some human emotion.
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
It's like I saw it. I'm like, well, I mean, okay, sort of, maybe, but like, to eject somebody.
No, there's a fine line there. I mean, it's all right to celebrate and be happy that you did something great, and as long as you're not taunting somebody else.
Just know if you get one, the second one you're out. So you got to be really. It's like soccer, the yellow card. After you get that first, be on your best behavior, no matter
having
what.
been there at that game and seeing that run, and I saw him in the end zone.
You guys are crushing offensively.
Yeah, I didn't think it
You set the
warranted
school
that.
passing record. You set the school rushing record
Yeah.
last week. I mean, you guys are off to a great start, and Fountain Valley's been around since like the 60s or 70s.
With all
You're
due
doing things that never
respect, you
been
guys
done
are
before.
still running against Marina.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's like, jeez.
All right, what can you tell us about this week's opponent?
We know they're pretty senior heavy. I think they're pretty good. Like in the run game, they hit hard, most definitely. I think they capitalize a lot, like big play wise, off of like small mistakes. Like they'll run like a bubble, and at next play they'll run a bubble and then go.
Right.
And I don't know, it's just like
They try to bait you with that
Yeah,
underneath
they try-
stuff, and then they
yeah.
hit you on the go. Right, sure. Okay. Well, clearly you've been watching your film, so that's.
You know thinking?
And I would say they're wise offensively, just like Ben said. They capitalize off of other people's mistakes, right?
Right.
They don't. So far, what I've seen, they want to be a team that can run the ball, that can pass the ball, that can be multidimensional. But they make their money off some big plays, some big shots, things like that. And then on their defense-wise, they really want to get after it. After the QB, they stem a lot, they twist, they stunt. And we've been going over that in practice. Our scout D-line, they're stunting, stemming, twisting every play, giving us a good look. Giving Noah and the offensive line time to coordinate and get together. We got Giovanni Berenti there in the center, making out all the calls, calling out all the reads. We got Matt Men at the left tackle, confirm them, tell them what to do.
He's that real little guy, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
he's
he's like
tiny,
6'4",
right?
short
Yeah,
dude.
that's all.
everything. And then, we got a ton of different guards who are just great alignment. We got Donovan Cannon. We have, I was going to say Justin. Jack Beardsley. We got Donovan Cannon, Dylan Bunbury. And then, at the right tackle, we have Dylan Frisch, who was Menace twin brother right there. Not
Yeah.
really, but.
Literally
So,
the
But-
exact same person though.
yes.
Both like 6'4", blonde hair. Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, we've been working really hard this last week and the bye week. Most people want to take time off, go really light, not do anything. Coach G wasn't about that. You're not allowed to have helmets or not helmets, shoulder pads, no hitting.
Right.
So we didn't do that. We had our helmets on out there, but we're running, 2-hour practices. We're conditioning. We're doing weight room. We want to work and because we know that's what's necessary. When you guys had asked about last year and what was the big change, I think people aren't embracing the hard work. People understand that it's necessary. And
it leads to success.
We're attacking the challenge and not getting attacked by it.
Right. Well, that's a great answer. And, you practice not to get through practice, but to improve.
Right.
And to get better. And it sounds like you guys have adopted that mindset and understand that. So, listen, you guys are off to a great start.
Yeah.
We wish you nothing but the best of luck. We really
Thank you
appreciate
so much for coming in today. Yeah.
Let's get
go
to 4-1.
Yeah, let's go,
and make a
Barons.
nice little run at CIF and maybe run at the championship. Why not?
Absolutely. So, new magazine is out. Be sure you pick one up. Thank you to the Barons today for joining us. This has been another episode of Sunset Rewind FanZone. We thank you for joining us. Let's go Sunset League. Get her done this week, guys.
Thank you.